everybody! Welcome to the 134th edition of John News. I'm John Wortman. A few episodes ago, I did a show where I taste tested 4 different brands of pizza, and you guys ate it up. So now we're back with more, but this time with subs, the 4 best-selling subs in America, that being Jimmy John's, Firehouse, Jersey Mike's, and Subway. Let's review the criteria that we're going to be using to taste test and grade these subs. Starting with appearance, it's just the overall how the subs look. We're going to be doing all of that, all this row first. Then we have bread for Jimmy John's, meat and toppings for Jimmy John's, and then we're going to do same for Firehouse, Jersey Mike's, and Subway. Then at the end, I'm going to step away, give an overall score, come back, and see the winner. So let's jump right in with appearance for all these subs. The Jimmy John's sub, it looks really smooth. There's like no little crevices or anything. It almost looks kind of too perfect, but I think overall it's really good. I like the meat hanging out. It looks really nice. For a Firehouse, it looks good. I like the darker bun bread, but it looks kind of messy. There's kind of toppings hanging out. But overall, I also think that's pretty good. Jersey Mike's, I like the lighter bread actually as well, but I also think it looks kind of messy, like Firehouse. And then Subway looks decent, but I feel like the bread's too light. It looks kind of just white. There's a crack in the bread here. And also I feel like there's an abundance of mayo. I don't know if that will affect my tasting, but it does seem like there is an abundance of mayo on Subway. So let's go back and fill in the appearance for all these. Jimmy John's, it seemed a little too perfect for me, so on a scale of F to A, I'll give it like a B minus. I like the look of it. A little too perfect. Firehouse was solid. I think it was just a little bit better than Jimmy John's. It was a little messy, but not as like perfect as Jimmy John's, so I'm gonna give that just a solid B. Jersey Mike's, I feel like was overall better than all these other ones. I like the look of the bread better, and it doesn't look too messy. I'm a pretty big fan. I'll give that a B plus. Here, B plus. And then for Subway to me doesn't look very appealing. There's a lot of mayo. There's a pretty big crack in it. I don't think it looks that good. I'm going to give it like a C. It was average. It wasn't like bad. C. It wasn't bad, but it wasn't that good. So now I'm going to start with Jimmy John's. I'll get a bite of just the bread on this end, and let's see how it tastes. I actually really like the taste of the bread. Now I think that tastes pretty good. I'll give the bread a B plus for now. I think that's nice. Let's go to meat for Jimmy John's. So for meat and toppings, I'm just gonna take a bite from the front here, and I'll decode like the meat and toppings. I like the meat on it. I think the meat's pretty good. It has some nice flavor, but I didn't really find the toppings too appealing. I didn't taste very much lettuce on there, and the tomato was like nice average tomato. But for meat, I'll give it a solid B. It was pretty nice. And then toppings just wasn't it for me. I'll give it a C plus. So that's it for Jimmy John's. As I mentioned earlier, I'm going to save the overall score for the end. But now on to Firehouse Subs. Let's go for the bread. I'm going to take a bite from this end. Just get a bite of the bread and see how it tastes. This bread is pretty airy. It's not like your typical bread, I feel like. It's really airy. I'll give bread a B minus for Firehouse. I didn't think it was bad. It was a little airier than I would have wanted, but not bad. And then, as I did for Jimmy John's, I'm just going to take a bite out of Firehouse. I'm going to take it from the other end because a bit of meat spilled from that side. I think they put the perfect amount of mayo on this sub. I really like how much the mayo added to it. But I feel like there's kind of the opposite problem as Jimmy John's. For Jimmy John's, I couldn't really taste too much of the toppings, but I liked the meat. Here, I couldn't really taste the meat, but I like how much lettuce and mayo they put on it. But overall, I'm going to take another bite of the meat. I didn't really taste the meat too well. It doesn't taste too fresh. It tastes like meat I would grab out of my refrigerator. I'll give it a B minus. B minus. And then for toppings, I really enjoyed the lettuce and mayo on it. The mayo really added that extra kick that I'm looking for in a sub. I'll give that a B plus. I think that was really nice. Plus, and then on to Jersey Mike's it is. Okay. I really like it. It wasn't as airy as Firehouse, and it wasn't really as thick as Jimmy John's. I think it was pretty nice. I'm gonna give that a B plus. I like that. B plus. It seems like a lot of stuff in this sub. Yeah, I also really loved how much mayo was on this sub as well as Firehouse. I really liked the mayo. Really brings it together. I think the meat tastes a lot fresher than the other ones I've tasted. Overall, I think it was good. The lettuce was decent. I feel like they probably could have added a little bit more lettuce. I think it was a pretty good sub. For meat, I'll give that a solid B. And then toppings, I feel like it was about the same as Firehouse, so I'll give that another B plus. So Subway is our last contestant. We're gonna go for the bread. I'm gonna take a bite from this back end. But the bread wasn't anything special. It was like an average bread. I'll give that a B minus. B minus for bread. I commented on this for the appearance of Subway. I think there's too much mayo. It looks like there's a lot of mayo, and I do feel like there's too much mayo. For lettuce, I also think there's too much lettuce on there. I kind of got overloaded by lettuce. And then for meat, the meat was actually pretty good. I really liked the meat. I think the meat was like probably the highlight of the sub. So I'm gonna give the meat a B plus. This is the best grade for meat of the bunch. And then for toppings I didn't really enjoy. There's too much mayo, too much lettuce. I'll give that a C plus. So that's it for our rating of all the subs. I'll be back in a little bit with the overall score and tell you the winner. I'm back, and I have to say, that was hard. It was really hard to make a decision because you can't go wrong with a good sub. I actually had to go back and try a little bit of the sub some more because it was really hard to decide. And Jersey Mike's, I upped the meat to a B plus because for Jersey Mike's, I really enjoyed the meat. I think there's a perfect amount of meat on the sub. And then for Subway, I degraded the meat to a C plus from a B plus because I could not taste meat at all. I know in the beginning I said that I could see it was really flavorful, but when I went back and tasted it some more, I thought there was just too much of the other stuff. I could not really taste any meat. So that's why I changed a few of them. And now let's review our overall score. For Jimmy John's, we gave it a 7.5 out of 10. I thought it was really decent. It wasn't outstanding, and it wasn't bad at all. It was good. It was good. Firehouse I liked it, and it was an 8. It was just the little step above Jimmy John's. Everything kind of came together just a little bit better than Jimmy John's. Both of them really decent subs. For Jersey Mike's, I really liked Jersey Mike's. It was near perfect. I'm giving it a 9.5. It was just a little bit away from perfect. I thought everything came together amazingly. There's the perfect amount of everything. I really loved Jersey Mike's. It really looks good. There's perfect amount of meat, lettuce, mayo, and some other stuff. I just really liked it. And then for Subway, it really didn't stand out to me. I gave it a 6. There was too much mayo. There was too much lettuce. The appearance was bad. There's cracks in it. The bread was, I guess the bread was the highlight of it. And so your winner by far is Jersey Mike's. I really, really enjoyed the taste. This is the sub I would most be willing to get out of these four. Their slogan is a sub above, and I guess that is true. It is truly a sub above. And that's the good news. Until next time, this is John Wortman signing off from John News. And don't forget to smash that subscribe button. So long, everybody. Bye.